hier live aus der Gamescom und wir sitzen hier gerade beim Arena of Valor Stand. Also bei der Arena of Valor ESL Stage, wo wir gleich ein Live-Match spielen werden. Ich werde das Ganze natürlich dann weitergeben. Mein Handy, ich kann nicht filmen, wenn ich auf der Bühne bin. Aber ich werde es dem Heiko geben, bei dem ich ja bin. Und ja, hallo an alle, die da sind, wie zum Beispiel Danman Best oder der Marvin. Schön, euch hier zu haben. Das sind meine Teamkollegen, mit denen ich später spielen werde. Oh, schon 67 Zuschauer. Hallo an alle, die gerade einschalten. Und ist irgendjemand von euch auf der Gamescom? Dann schreibt es bitte rein. Ja, in 30 Sekunden geht die Show los. Zuerst wird Arena of Valor mal vorgestellt. Und ja, dann bin ich richtig gespannt, wie das Ganze auf der Bühne ablaufen wird. Ich war noch nie so auf der Bühne. Und deswegen, ja Leute, ich habe schon Arena of Valor oft gestreamt und auch ein paar Videos gemacht. Viele von euch spielen es ja selber schon. Und ja, es sind richtig viele Leute da. Wir sehen und ich zeige euch auch gleich mal die Bühne. Hallo Spielekameraden und die Alessia ist auch da. Und ja, es geht jetzt los, Leute. Wir streamen hier live. 100 Zuschauer.
It is humongous, it is madness. There's hundreds of thousands of people coming through these doors over the next few days. Angela Merkel, the Chancellor, has been here as well. We have just a little corner of one of the halls, and that is because we are here for Arena of Valor. And we have so many people around here. We've not just got all of the seats full of lazy air over there, we've got people, and then it's 4, 5, 6 deep around us because we are going to be playing this game. If you've not yet got it, please do download it from your app store of choice. Because over the next few hours, we're going to have games, best of ones, we're going to mix the team up. We've got some legends. Do you know what legends are here? Yes! Shout some names for me. Who's here? Yes? Yes? Who else? You damn right, all these people are here. Legends from the MOBA arena. They will be playing off. So, I want to hear a hell yeah if you're ready for some games. Give me a hell yeah! Hell yeah! Indeed, that's what we'll do. Because it's not just going to be our legends that are playing on this stage. We're going to be playing.
Ja, wir sehen jetzt gerade eine Einführung vom Spiel Arena of Valor. Ist ja erst seit letzter Woche hier in Europa, Europa verfügbar. Und ja.
To be loud, to get their attention, to get in with them, because the MVP on each of the sides, as we go through this, they will be getting an iPhone 7. There's a massive box on backstage, you've got a security guard or a sat on it, you won't let anyone touch it, but if you play, you're the MVP, so get practicing now.
Ach ja, und der MVP vom Spiel bekommt dann auch ein iPhone und das will natürlich jeder haben. Mal schauen, ich werde es glaube ich nicht sein, aber vielleicht einer von meinen Teamkollegen. Man darf gespannt sein, Leute. DVD, ja, mir geht's gut. Und ich schwenke dann natürlich wieder rüber. Und ich hoffe, Leute, ihr versteht mich, wenn ich auch so rede. Es wurden vorher schon einige Sachen ausgeteilt und es wäre cool, wenn ihr mir vielleicht einen Daumen nach oben da lassen könnt für den Livestream.
Okay, so they'll be coming out, and one thing I know about those guys is they are full on. And backwards and forwards with our legends, they have been going at it. So we are going to get them out here in about 2 or 3 hours time, just at backstage, hyping themselves up, ready to go. So that will be later on.
Okay, ihr habt es mit dem Daumen nach oben anscheinend verstanden. Und ja, wie heißt das Spiel? Arena of Valor.
Here we go. First name, Cyanide. Right. Yellow Star. There is no expecting, okay? If you're expecting him, he's not here. He's ill. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's not made it today, so there'll be no expecting. But please welcome to your stage. And I want every person at the front, 5 rows back, to go mad and welcome our legends of the MOBA world. First captain, right, go pick your team, you need to get your team members, catch his eye. Who's going first over here? hero? Who have you played so far?
I like Arthur and Violet.
And just so we know what sort of rivalry is going on, are you ready to beat these guys?
I mean, they play Dota and they play League, you know, so it's obviously we're rivals for life. We can never be friends with them.
He says you can never be friends. Is this true?
He's gonna want to be my friend and like have to be bigger than so on.
And there's been a back and forth, I was talking it up before, with Spandau Inferno. There's a real rivalry going on. They've been calling you guys out.
We're gonna destroy them. 100%.
Are you going to wipe the floor with them?
Yes.
Will they be crying for mama?
Yes.
100%. So then, I think it's time to get our first match underway. It's going to be a great few hours. We've got loads of games to go on. We've got loads and loads of things to give away as well. So make sure you don't go anywhere. If you've not been picked right now, then you could be, because, as I said, tons of matches will be happening. Let's get it underway by handing over to our casters, Munchables and Derry, my guys.
Much OJ, welcome to Gamescom, everybody. We're here for Arena of Valor to bring some awesome games to your screens. My name is Munchables, I'm joined by Desert Shoe. So we're going to get these games underway with some MOBA legends from the years coming onto the stage as well. This is going to be some high matches, Derek.
This absolutely is. First EU broadcast as well of Arena of Valor. It's going to be an exciting one. To have such big names playing the game on launch day here in the EU, it just speaks volumes for how good this game could be as well. Lots of funding behind it, lots of pushing for it. You can hear, I think the film being given out as well. Why would you not want to get involved in this?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of big prizes coming out here today, and there's going to be a lot of prizes in the future as well. We'll give you lots of details about that later on across the course of today. We do have a raffle happening here today as well. Even if you guys are at home and you couldn't come to Gamescom, you are still in with a chance of winning yourself an iPhone 7 Plus or a signed Google Pixel or Bose Sound Sport either. You can get online using the link esl.gg/AOV raffle. You can get involved. We're going to be doing those giveaways, and I believe that's over the course of the next week or so. There's a few days to enter that one, but definitely awesome prizes up for grabs.
Absolutely. If you can't peel your eyes away from the screen, as Munchables just said, you do have a couple more days to get involved. So don't feel that it's all over. If you find yourself completely glued to your screen, you know that we will be seeing how these legends play out with their teams. I'm really curious to see what they choose to pick here, because it seems everyone plays, and you get one of the first set of heroes that everyone starts playing with and getting used to. And then you start saying, what's your favourite? And I've never seen anyone that seems to have the same answer. It's always someone different. In fact, I think someone on stage just a second ago said they'd really like Arthur. I know that's your favourite.
I'm going to say big fan of Arthur. He can do a lot of damage despite building very tanky, so you can have a lot of use to your team. I'm going to be curious to see as well what our legends are playing here, because you know you've got people like Yellowstar, who historically has been an incredible team captain, so he's going to be leading his teammates here. That's something that he's got a lot of experience in, but I'm curious to see what role he falls into, because obviously we know Yellowstar as a support player, but if you're the most experienced player on your team, do you maybe need to slip into that carry role to really make sure that you can pull the wins out here on the stage?
Absolutely, yeah. There are a few very interesting heroes in this game. One that springs to mind has all the debuffs in his kit that you could possibly imagine. You can basically wipe all CC on his team. That's the kind of thing that says to me, yes, it's a tank in front of his team. Yes, it's anti-debuff. That's exactly the kind of thing I expect him to pick up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised at all. And I'm curious to see whether we do see any crazy compositions coming out, or whether it's just going to be more comfort picks. I would expect it to be the things that are more comfortable for these players. There's certainly a few heroes that we've seen newer players have a lot more success on. Arthur is definitely one of them. Arthur, you can have a lot of success very easily on. Obviously, Batman as well is incredibly good. You've got Murad and Violet both as well, incredibly strong. And Valhein's one of the first ones that you're going to be able to get access to when you download the game and first have a go. And you can dish out some serious damage from range.
Absolutely. And speaking of range, you mentioned her a second ago, Violet is a great example of a ranged hero that is incredibly difficult to deal with. In fact, just a few hours ago, I was sat playing a game with Crixie, one of my favourite heroes, and the range that Violet has, she has an ability that lets her roll forward, and then her next two auto attacks are at increased range. Nothing can outrange that early in the game, so she's incredibly good at harassing in lane. So maybe we see one of the legends pick her up and just go for the win in lane, because there are two sides to any MOBA. It's all about what happens in the lane phase, and then what happens when it comes to the team fights, what happens around things like the Dark Slayer, around towers, around that final hype push into a base. They're the big moments I'll be watching out for, and I think, as you said earlier on, Yellow Star, this is his time to show why he is an excellent team captain.
Sure. Then on the other side as well, you've got Mondo. We just saw him there talking to me about making sure everything is groovy. I'm going to be curious to see, you know, these legends of the Dota scene, of the Dota scene and of the MOBA scene in general. Obviously, these guys come from different games. I'm curious to see whether that affects what heroes they play, whether we see these Dota guys all playing the same heroes, or whether it varies between our legends here and who is going to be the most dominant at the end of the day. Because, you know, they've got to go against Spando and Inferno at the end of the day. That is not going to be an easy match for them.
I was speaking to someone the other day, in fact, on the official Arena of Valor Discord too, and they were saying, in other games I historically play marksman, but in this game I'm playing tank. It's complete and utter change, and I think a lot of that is down to the fact that it's on mobile as well. You know, it's something completely different that players aren't used to being able to play on mobile, and although it's very different, it also feels quite refreshing in a way, because, you know, you can go and download another game that's on PC, another game that's on PC, another game that's on PC, but to have something mobile like this, and to be fair, some of it is quite intuitive to play. It doesn't feel like when you sit down with it, I've never played something like this before, what the hell am I doing? It's actually quite sensible. You kind of feel very good at picking things up. And in fact, one thing I noticed when I first played my first ever game, playing as Valheim, you feel like a kiting king, because you can move and attack at the same time. You feel like, on PC you'll not be able to make that kind of I suppose intricate actions that you can make in this, so it's very easy to show off your skills, feel like a bit of a flash player.
Yeah, you can reach a higher level of play a lot more easily on this game, and you'll see that across the course of today. We're going to have some incredible matches coming out from these players, but I'm curious to see what kind of compositions we have coming out and what roles become popular, not just in this first game, but across the course of today. I expect that to kind of change and shift as these team captains, obviously, when they've been practicing in solo queue and things, they haven't been able to direct their team, they haven't been able to help them choose what roles they want to play and things. So as the day goes on, I expect our team captains, our legends, to develop their own sort of metagame for here at Gamescom. And obviously, there is somewhat a metagame in the game right now in solo queue when you look at the high elo stuff, but generally speaking, especially at the lower tiers, like bronze, silver, gold, there's less of a meta and more of competition.
There is, and I think that's another point worth touching on very quickly as well, is, you know, the game isn't about kind of the more hardcore element to it. It's not just about that rank grind and having to play perfectly. There is the really, really enjoyable casual mode with it as well, that when you want to try someone out, you can get trial cards for them, so you can pick them up for 3 days, give them a go, without having to spend too much on purchasing them with your in-game currency or anything else. And in fact, in the guilds, you can gift these cards to each other. So if you want to try someone out, you put out a request saying, hey, I'd really like to try out Violet, has anyone got a card? And someone can give you a card for it. So if you do want to try these different heroes, it's very, very easy to get in and get involved, and give them a go before you start investing in gold.
For sure, and there's a lot of, obviously, every 2 days you can, every day,
yeah.
If you get 3 wins, you unlock a hero for free, and that is a permanent unlock of that hero as well. So you'll be able to widen your hero pool very, very quickly. As long as you're jumping on every day, you'll be able to get those games on in. And there's a lot of very cool and very individual heroes as well. One thing I've noticed about this game is, one of the most fun things about this game, every single different hero you play feels individual, feels powerful in itself. It's not like you jump on one and it's like, I don't really feel like I can impact the game. Every hero I've played, I felt like I can have a significant impact, and I can instantly carry it.
And it's not even so much about playing the high damage ones. Like, a couple of times I picked up a hero and thought, okay, I don't really know what they do, let's give it a bit of time to figure out exactly what's going on. And then it's just suddenly you find out, oh, this is really powerful actually. You drop it down, and you can literally turn a team fight around with one ability. In fact, I touched on it earlier on, Crixie is a great example of this. In fact, just the other day, in a game, enemy team engaged onto our tank, I walked forward, and the amount of damage you can dish out as an individual is crazy. But even as a tank, you can just roll forward with an ultimate and just completely wipe out the enemy team if you get it in at the right time. So it feels more than anything else that the game isn't so much, it's not about the snowball and about the individual skill. A lot of it will come down to how do you play around your team. It's perfectly possible to carry on your own if you want to.
Yeah.
But for players like these who are the true leaders in these teams who might be able to step up here, it's about that coordination, it's about that team effort.
And I want to mention briefly about that. You mentioned coordination and things like that. CC is a very prevalent part of this.
Yes.
A lot of heroes have a lot of CC. So one thing that is huge in Arena of Valor is wombo combos. If you can chain your CC, if you can get multiple big ultimates back to back to back, you can decimate an enemy team. Even if you're significantly behind, if you can get that level of coordination, you can still just decimate a team fight and win a game off the back of that. And it's such a satisfying feeling when you can manage to pull something like that off. It's not an easy thing to do, but when you do it, when you manage to come back and you've been behind for 15 minutes or something and you pull off this crazy combo and come back into the game, one of the most satisfying feelings I've had in gaming, full stop.
Yeah, and it's even more satisfying, I think, when you manage to sneak away a Dark Slayer, which is the largest epic monster in the game. If you kill that, your whole team gets a 30% increase in your attack damage and your magic power. So if you manage to get that for your team from when you're behind, you can turn around and win a fight just like that, the drop of a hat. It's insane. Even the tanks start melting through their tanks. They have to start running pretty scared.
Yeah, it gets really scary if your opponents get the Dark Slayer, that is for sure. But obviously there's a lot of other objectives on the map as well. We'll give you a little bit of a rundown of how the game actually plays out. There are two sentries that fly around along the river that will scout into the enemy jungle if you're the ones to take super useful mechanic to get a hold of. They're like kind of spirit owls that fly along the river. Make sure to be looking out for those because they can be super influential on where the enemy jungler is and also whether or not they have an enemy jungler, because we've seen a lot of different compositions, especially in solo queue, that you have a lot of like people doing triple lanes and I've seen triple mids and things like that, especially if you're running something like a Grak who has a hook. If you've got a couple of teammates with you, you can instantly kill people.
Absolutely, and equally, we've seen double jungle in a lot of cases too, where you often send two tanks into the jungle, or you'll send an assassin and a tank into the jungle that clear it out pretty quick and go for the invade. Sometimes you have to be very careful, because if you're spotted going in, you will suddenly find that you've probably got three people collapsing around you, their jungler, their laners from either side. So it's again all about the tactics and trying to make sure you're coordinating as a team, which I guess is where, if you're up to using it, the voice chat availability in the game is there ready from the off. In your first few games, you're not encouraged to use it, but after that they start saying, right, turn it on. And occasionally you will come across a player that talks, and it can really help to coordinate together to make those big plays happen that you're speaking at, to really enjoy those high moments of the wombo combos coming through.
Yeah, if you can communicate with your team, you're going to be able to be on the same page and work together. It's not even just about the wombo combos, it's also just movement as a team. Like, if you can move as a 5, that can be invaluable, especially later on in the game. But also, if you're too grouped up and they manage to get some CC on in there, you could be spelling disaster right there. But let's talk about a couple of the characters as well, because obviously there's your kind of badass characters like your Batmans and Murad and these ones that are these hardcore characters, and like Malok, for example, who's like a fiery demon. But also, you've got the adorable characters in there as well. I mean, you mentioned Crixie. Crixie's like a fairy.
She is literally a fairy. She's adorable.
And I mean, you've got a few other examples. Like Alice is one of my favorites. Actually, Alice is the most adorable character I've ever seen. I think she's like a little pink gnome that kind of floats around. And
she's like a princess gnome, but she's a pretty princess gnome is probably the way to describe her.
Yeah.
I mean, mentioning Alice for a second there as well, I mean, we spoke already kind of about the basics, the low-level stuff. It's worth mentioning, like, again, on the Arena of Valor Discord, if you guys want to jump on and speak to some of the players there, they're a very helpful bunch. Shout out to those guys. They will happily speak to you about what kind of comps you can see. And I've put it in the day, and they said to me, quite commonly what you'll see is 3 warriors or tanks, a mage, and then you'll stick an assassin in the jungle. That is the standard comp you'll see in the high levels, and Alice is the only hero that breaks away from that rule. Sometimes she will get swapped out for a tank because she's she's a heavy CC, high damage, high range, supporty style champion that you can pick up, or hero I should say. And she just fits so well into some of these comps, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her get picked up today because she's quite versatile in that regard.
And especially if you're a support player from other games and you prefer to be that supportive role and helping your team as opposed to being the carry yourself, Alice is definitely a hero that fits that category very nicely. You have kind of utility that you can offer your team that's not necessarily just damage, but also, importantly, you can do that damage yourself. It's not like you have to rely on your team to get that one out. Another hero I played a lot of is going to be Zephys. Definitely one of the ones that you unlock fairly early on when you first install the game. He's an assassin and definitely feels like it as well. You can dive on into the backline and just with a few attacks, especially if you've got a little bit ahead, a few attacks are enough to obliterate any enemy carry.
He snowballs incredibly well. I mean, we spoke a lot about the kind of more hard carry ones here as well. I mean, go back to the very beginnings here, the first few heroes that you unlock. Things like Valheim, he is, I wouldn't say a long-range marksman. He's relatively long-range. I suppose there's at least a decent range that he can hit most people. By taking a nice selfie there. On the stage, ready to win my iPhone 7. He'll be upgrading that phone soon enough.
There's something beautifully ironic about him taking a selfie with a Monster Heart with a Red Bull fridge behind it. Something just beautiful about that. Yeah, we should be able to get this game underway fairly shortly for you guys and kick everything off. I know you guys in the crowd are hyped to see some Arena of Valor gameplay. I know I certainly am. And I'm excited to see how Lotta and Yellow Star are going to do as they head onto the map. It's going to be a lot on their shoulders here because, you know, there's obviously they want to win each individual game, and for the players on the stage that aren't the legends, they have iPhone 7 Pluses on the line right now. There is a huge amount of them on their shoulders, but also there's going to be some serious rivalry between our old legends of the MOBA scene.
Absolutely, and you've got to remember as well, later on today they do band together to face off against Spandau Inferno, which will be a bit of a hype game. You know, Spandau Inferno are regarded for their very boisterous, loud, you know, explosive attitude, and you can sure when they come into this one, they'll be laying down some smacks already to show these legends that, you know what, legends you may be, but not in this game, this is our one to dominate. And
also, incredibly important is Spandau Inferno, they have played together a lot. When you look at our legends, individually they have played together a lot, but as a full team, that's when the question marks start to be raised. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they'll match up against that coordinated unit of Spandau Inferno. And also, you know, that's a team that we know doesn't necessarily take everything 100% super serious. They have a trailer with just explosions and Jedi and, you know, a million different things, and it's all just a little bit silly.
Falling into tea.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll see how serious they are going to be taking it later on today, and also how serious the legends make it.
Absolutely, and I'm kind of thinking with that game, what you may well end up seeing is that the legends have the advantage in the lane phase when they aren't the coordinated unit, but as soon as Spandau Inferno start coming together, chaining down CC, going for these big fights and these big plays that maybe the legends aren't expecting, that's when you might start seeing them come back into games and actually completely turning things on their head. And that's what makes games like Arena of Valor so exciting, is that literally one fight can turn a game on its head.
Certainly can, especially once you get to those later stages. See Cyanide there, just chat to people and get involved in the community. It's what we like to see, and probably giving some tips as well, because you've got to remember Cyanide, he's going to be picking some teammates later on today, so maybe planting the seeds with certain people, making sure that they're practicing the right things so he can go and grab them later on. But you can see everyone on the stage ready and raring to get into this one.
Look pretty cozy.
Yeah, this looks like he's researching something right now. He's scrolling through the heroes.
He's the master tactician.
Yeah.
He has to be. He has to start thinking, well, what do I want my team to play? Are they going to listen to me? They're going to pick their own things and go, you know what, we respect what you've done elsewhere, but in Arena of Valor, we choose what we play.
Yeah. It's like, how do we coordinate this one? I would expect a lot of it to be team effort, but also you want to see a bit of influence from our legends. They've been playing it for a couple of weeks now. They know their stuff about this game. Certainly going to be an exciting game to get on into once everybody is ready. I do believe we're just fixing a couple of little issues and then we'll be able to jump on into this one. But you can see everyone getting on the social media. Make sure if you're sat in the crowd there, make sure to get on Twitter, tweet at Arena of Valor, use that Gamescom hashtag. Let everybody know what's going on here. Let everybody know that there are going to be iPhone 7 Pluses up for grabs, so make sure to get involved in that raffle. Just to remind you guys as well, that raffle is going on ESL.gg/AOV raffle. That's how you can get involved in our giveaway. We're giving away iPhone 7s, we're giving away Pixel phones and some Boses, but I am just going to be passing it back to the stage as OJ Porge has a few words for you.
I certainly do. I've come down to the audience. We might be waiting for the games to start. What a relaxing place I've managed to find here. Rico, right? Hey Rico, have you played this game?
No, actually no.
And I know this already because I've had a chat to Rico before doing this. What is your reason?
The problem is I've got an iPhone 5, so I can't download it from the App Store.
Outdated technology, is that what you've got? Show me that phone. Show me that phone. Let me see the phone. Okay, so this is the iPhone 5 he's got, which means he's not been able to download it. We need to get rid of this, so I think, would you be up for playing the game? I definitely think you should be in the next round. You up for it?
Yeah, well,
okay, cool. Well, you hold on to that. I won't really throw it away, I promise. But we need to get you a new phone. You need to be the MVP. And this big slab of meat to my right. Hey, Lars.
Hi.
Have you played this game?
Yes.
Okay. Who's your hero of choice?
Batman.
Batman. How have you found it? How have you found it? Because it's a new game.
For my best friend.
Yeah. What did he say when he went? Your best? Is this your best friend?
No, that's my girlfriend.
Who is also your friend? That's what you said. What did he say to you when he told you to get the game?
What?
What did he say to you when he said get the game? What did he say to you?
It's a great game. Let's play.
You're a man of few words, and your friend's just like, just get the game, get the game. So who else, other than playing as Batman, who else have you played with?
Nothing else. Just Batman.
Cool, well, we're sat in the audience, obviously everyone's waiting for this game to get underway. Which team do you think is going to win this?
Let's see. Maybe that.
He's a man of far too few words. So let's leave that here. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with the first of our matchups of our legend teams.
Welcome to the arena. First blood. Double kill. Download and play now. Arena of Valor. Welcome to the arena. First blood. Double kill. Download and play now. Arena of Valor.
Athenor. Our home. Our ruin. We could not see. No. Refused to see the beauty that lay before us. Blinded by our rage and greed. So we fight. It's all we know. To preserve what little we have. To save us from ourselves. We cannot afford to fail.
ganz kurz Zeit überbrücken. Ihr seht, wir haben ein kleines technisches Problem, aber das überbrücken wir dabei. Ich habe nämlich für euch schicke Sachen mitgebracht. Kurze Frage, wer von euch hat sich schon das Spiel runtergeladen? Sehr gut erzogen. Falls ihr das hier, Simon, bitteschön. Wer gleich hier an Simon vorbeigeht, einmal hier diesen Gutscheincode mitnehmen. Dann könnt ihr euch dann registrieren auf der Seite, bekommt einen Gutscheincode und dann könnt ihr loslegen. Ihr habt ja gesehen, unsere Heroes, die wählen jeweils 4 von euch aus. Und dann könnt ihr das Spiel anspielen und das Schöne ist, es gibt auch noch heiße Preise. Und zwar haben wir unter anderem, ja, da ist es ja. So Leckereien wie das Ding. Ich habe gerade gesehen, einer von euch hat den iPhone 5, ne? Das warst du. Sollen wir das mal austauschen? Wäre es okay, wenn du ein iPhone 7 Plus mitnimmst? Ja? Okay, wer von euch braucht auch noch ein iPhone 7 Plus? Der Ufer einmal hier. Ja, alles klar. Warte mal, ich gebe mal kurz die Bestellung auf. Willst du auch eins? Okay, dann warte kurz. Warte einfach mal. So 1-2 Stunden. Lass die einfach davonziehen. Verabschiede dich von deinen Freunden, du wirst sie nie wiedersehen. Der bleibt hier, der kriegt ein iPhone. Nee, warte mal. Hier, nimm das hier mit. iPhone nehmen, heute nicht, morgen vielleicht. So, achso genau, wir haben iPhones dabei, das kriegen die Jungs gleich, wenn die sich ordentlich angestellt haben. Aber, ja, ich hab vergessen. Die haben mich ja extra auf die Bühne geholt, damit ich euch ein paar Sachen vorstelle. Ich stelle die euch immer vor, aber das Schöne ist, ich hau die dann auch immer raus. Wir haben hier von Amazon 50 € Geschenkegutschein. Nein, es gibt überhaupt gar keinen Grund zu jubeln. Gibt es irgendeinen von euch, der damit was anzufangen wüsste? So, dann würde ich sagen, das Ding gibt es gleich für euch. Wobei, Leute, irgendeiner von euch Bock auf 50 € Amazon-Gutschein? Hier oder lieber hier? Oder hier? So, nehmt das mit. Ich bin gleich wieder für euch da. Ich hole euch ein paar Leckereien und dann sage ich mal bis gleich. Jetzt geht's los.
Welcome back to Gamescom. We're here to bring you some Arena of Valor action to your screens. My name is Munchables and I'm joined once again by Desertu. We're also joined by a host of mobile legends from the ages on.
We are indeed. Some big names, if you're familiar with other MOBAs in the area. Cyanide, unfortunately expertly haven't struck out for us. Yellow Star, Aki, Loda, and of course Neil Fails. 2 on stage right now have picked their teams, ready to jump in with their teams ready to get to this pick and ban phase. Something that we have yet to see in Arena of Valor. So I'm very, very excited to see how this one pans out. Of course, composition is everything. It's going to matter so much when you get into the team fights, as we've spoken about already. It's a very, very CC heavy game, but here we go. We are jumping right in. Already, we've seen that butterfly locked away on the left-hand side, with Arthur, your favourite, going away.
Yeah, and Gilda as well, going to be locked in. We already mentioned earlier, Valheim is going to be one of the picks alongside Crixie. So, well, Crixie just being hovered right now, but so far going through kind of the standard starting heroes from what we've been seeing, generally speaking, but we're actually going to see Peru coming on through as well. So Gilda and Peru both kind of a little bit edge picks.
They are indeed, and one thing worth noting here, if you are watching for the first time, you can look at the little yellow icons next to the names of the players there, which indicates which type of hero they've selected. A bow and arrow will indicate a marksman. You also have the swords, which indicates an assassin. You have the shield, which is, of course, a tank. And warrior is the sword. There's a couple more coming into the mix as well.
There's a book with a flame above it that is going to be the mage as well. You'll see a lot of mages. But it looks like Yorn and Thane are going to be the next 2 lock-ins here, coming out from Team Yellow Star. And the final pick for over on Team Lotto will see what they want to go for here. It is going to be another warrior going on into the mix, which I like this coming out from them. They already have a mage, they already have a marksman as well, so a bit more of a beefy front line is certainly going to do them some good.
Yeah, it's Team Loader. I really like the composition they've got coming through. It's got everything in there, as you've just said. It's got the tank, it's got the warriors, it's got the magic damage coming in from Vera. You've also got, of course, the physical damage coming through, so everything is just there rounded out. On Yellow Star's side, though, maybe lacking sort of magic damage there. There aren't really any mages on side. Yes, you have Vera coming through, but is that going to be enough is what I'm concerned to know.
It's going to be the question. Yeah, Painter is going to be an interesting one. That's going to be Yellow Star himself playing that one, and it is kind of a very supportive role, so we'll have to see how that's going to affect the team, whether he can, you know, we know Yellow Star is a very supportive player typically, so we'll see whether he's going to be able to bring that expertise here onto the map, into the arena, and see whether he can carry his team to victory. But over on the other side as well, Lotta definitely going to be bringing a lot of action to the table. Now, once we get on into game, I want you guys to keep your eyes out now. ESL Player 1 is going to be Lotta, and ESL Player 8 is going to be Yellow Star. So look out for the names when we first get into the arena. You'll be able to see who your favourite players are.
I would put some money on Yellow Star picking up her here, purely because she is this wonderful, both supportive in terms of healing and in terms of CC. So it's just a fantastic hero to have on side, and really completely fits his playstyle. Has a great ultimate for CC, and I just think really, if that's going to go through to a team fight stage in this game, that is exactly what they'll be looking to utilise the most. Get it in the front line, get some stuns down, put a amount of tank potentially so it doesn't get focused down immediately. But here we are onto the arena for the first game ever in EU of Arena of Valor. This one is going to be one to watch.
It certainly is. Get hype, ladies and gentlemen. We're onto the arena and we're ready to kick things off. See, player 6 and 17 going to be starting off with a double jungle. There is Nicky, just saying on it. Yeah, Yellow Star going to be playing that support. Over on the other side, got Lotta is going to be playing Arthur, my personal favourite, definitely. A powerful pickup, and that is going to be the Catacombs Arthur skin. You can get that in-game for free right now, so make sure to get online and grab that skin for yourselves.
We'll mention the code in the top right corner. That is the code you can enter first. 500 to enter it will get a gift in game, so make sure you've got your phones out. Make sure you're sticking that code in. That'll be refreshed every half an hour, so keep your eyes open, because when it changes, there will be a new prize waiting just for you.
Certainly will. That's the code right at the top right of the screen there above the Arena of Valor logo. So far, pretty quiet game here. Nobody going too aggressive, but we're going to see Lotta actually getting stunned up quite a lot here, taking a chunk of damage, but nothing too significant. He's going to be able to walk away with that one.
He will, and you're already seeing coming into effect this early on in the game the CC chains that can start stacking up. Both of these heroes have got CC in their kits, they can start pinning them down. But what's worth analysing for a second as well is that we do have a very, I suppose you could say, standard setup in a sense. It's a lane swap going on here where you've got the marksman and the support up in the top side for Loda's team, and on the other end of the map it's Yellow Star who's in the bot lane with his marksman. And in the jungle, this is where it gets really interesting, I think, because you can see tanks, you can see marksmen, you can see assassins, you can potentially see mages, you can see pretty much everything. In fact, player 1,
Lotta's in trouble. He's taking a lot of damage. Can they finish him off though? The CC doesn't land. Finally gets him, but he's way beyond the tower. Will be able to recall himself to safety. But now, with 3 players in the bottom lane, they might actually be able to take it out. Look at that stun coming out. Player 6 gets himself first blood.
Yeah, Thane there has that CC potential. If you go into tower and go too aggressive, you will find yourself getting chained up. And those towers, they don't tickle, they do smack you about a little bit.
They do.
So you need to be very, very wary of how much damage can come through.
Yeah, that's one of the things about towers in this game is often it feels like they're not doing much if you're a tank later on in the game, but especially early on in the game, they will melt through your health bar. Player 4 going very aggressive, 2v1 right here. Lotta was not ready, but he's coming to help his teammate. Player 4 is going to go down though, and now there's a third player from Team Yellow Star. Lotta might just go down. This could be a double kill, and it will be.
For the Valheim as well, exactly who you want to start getting kills onto in the early game. Getting your marksman fed for the mid game is the most ideal scenario. That or a mage, absolutely wonderful, making good use of that gold. Now we're looking at all these little green squares starting to appear on the players on either side of the screen here. That means their ultimates are available. You get your ultimate at level 4 in this game, so it's available much earlier on. You can see already, we're 3 minutes in, already so much is happening.
Yeah, there's been a kill per minute so far. Important note on the ultimates as well is most ultimates in this game, unlike other MOBAs, are very short corner.
Yes.
So they will be available every fight. You will be able to kind of cycle them as part of your rotation. There's another kill coming through for Valheim. Player 16 is on point right now. I want to see who that is at the end of the game.
He wants that iPhone 7, you know it.
He certainly does. He wants to get that prize for himself. Player 6 up in the top here, along with 17. They're just going to be clearing away minions so that tower isn't under too much threat.
And what's really, really nice in Arena of Valor is that even as a marksman, someone who infamously is quite a squishy role to be playing, you can often find here that although because you've got CC in your kit, you can get fed and you can protect yourself for the most part. Yes, it's dangerous to go alone, try not to, but it's not also at the end of the world if you do choose to go for these more risky kills, you can say, and try and make these bigger plays under the tower.
Yeah, you see Lodder there doing a little bit of a sprint. That is his first ability actually. And it has, the thing is about Arthur, one of the reasons I love Arthur personally, is you don't have any mana cost. You don't have an energy bar at all. So you are based only on cooldowns. Actually getting underneath the tower there will get CC'd up. Could be in a lot of trouble. 200 HP remaining. Is going to use that #1 to get a bit of movement speed, and it might just be enough to pull him to safety. But he doesn't have a tower here. He might just be about to go down. There's another kill. It goes into the hands of Valheim. This guy is tearing this game apart.
Well, what can we say? He's being supported by the one and only Yellow Star as well, so they're going to have a brilliant laning phase overall. Worth mentioning there, the reason why Lodder was slowed down so much was there was a might buff available on Valheim there, which gives you damage over time and also incurs a slow. So it's very, very difficult to escape from a marksman once they have that might buff on side.
This is 5-0 so far. Make that 6 or 7-0. They are destroying this game right now. And on to player 5 as well. He's spinning around, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. There's another double for Valheim, and all 5 members of Team Yellow Star are pushing down the mid lane.
They are indeed trying to take this objective advantage, just trying to make sure that the line for Lodder.
Oh, here they go. Player 1's going to go down. His tower falls as well. There goes his teammate. This is destruction. 10-0.
It is, and this is the problem with this. That's not a problem, but it's actually a brilliant side of it. Is if your team groups together and starts forcing these objectives, if you start running into them, this is the problem for the players. If you start running in one at a time, 1 versus 4, 1 versus 5, you're never going to be able to have a full team fight. So some constraint needs to be shown by Team Lodder here. Get yourselves back together as a group, get those ultimates online, and then go for those big turnaround fights that we've spoken about so often.
And you can see, I feel like a lot of this is Yellow Star's experience as a team captain, right? He is used to being the shot caller. He is used to being the one leading his squad, and you can see he absolutely was doing that there. Everybody groups in the middle. They get that massive team fight. They get themselves another tower, and now they've got themselves a 4,500 gold lead to be working with. That is very significant so early on in the game.
There's Valheim there once again supported by the trusty Yellow Star, looking for the second tower in this bot lane. A lot of this more to try and get some advantage around these objectives as well. Of course, the Dragon is available, gives the whole team XP and gold, so a very, very valuable one to fight for. But of course, you need pressure. Do not want to get engaged on whilst you're trying to do that.
It will dish out a lot of damage itself as well, but here we go. Good fight going on the way towards Yellow Star, but it's going to be traded back and forth actually. But in the end, this player 16 dishing out a huge amount of damage in this fight. It's going to be a 4-for-1 trade once again in favor of Team Yellow Star, doing an exceptional job so far. Yellow Star, the only one to go down in that fight, but as a support, you're kind of out of the whole team. You're the best target.
And he's the only one who's died on his team for the whole game, so imagine his team will sit there and go, well, you died, so sorry. Yeah, absolutely disappointing. We expected more of you.
Can I just point out the scoreline right at the bottom of your screens right there? 7-0-5 on Valheim right now. This guy, ESL player 16, has been dominating. He is on 5,000 gold. Most of the people in the game, in fact, no one on the enemy team has even managed to reach 3,000 gold yet. He's on almost double his opponent's individual gold.
That's what happens when the game starts snowballing in your favor and the enemy team just has no answer to it right now. You could say group together and force a fight, but then they've got this front line, they've got all the CC they need, and again, pretty much every hero in this game has some form of CC in their kit, but when they want to try and go for these 1v1 fights, it only gets even stronger when it comes to a team fight.
He wants that siege minion, but he wasn't coming up from tower yet. Now he has to back away as player comes on to the lane. Player 16 could be in trouble. Lodder is hanging around, but there's no way Lodder can win that 1v1. Does have to back away in the end. Another player comes on in. Player 3 though doing a good amount of damage on through, but Yellow Star is here. He's looking for these kills. Gives it over to Dippy Nicky in the end. Player 3 walks away with his tail between his legs. Does a good chunk of damage back, but it's not going to be enough to try to kill.
In that initial engage earlier on from Vera player 3, we did see a user ultimate, and already it's back online. So again, just demonstrating these ults are available quite a lot, and yes, they're impactful, but that's the speed this game moves at.
Huge amount of damage coming out from number 16 right here. He wants to finish these kills, gets one for himself, looking for the double, and now on to player 3. This is going to be all 3 kills going their way, and now they want, there's a dragon right next to him.
Making that Spirit Sentinel now, this gives the person who kills it 1% lost health regen every second, so for a tank, it's absolutely fantastic. And the Dark Slayer, we mentioned it earlier on, one of the larger objectives in the game. This gives your whole team a 30% damage, but not that they need it right now, they're pushing even without that, and it gives the whole team regen, but the butterfly goes down.
Yeah, this is the thing about the Dark Slayer, he has that name for a reason. It's not an easy buff to take down, it's not an easy monster to take down, but they've taken it at 9 minutes. That is a very respectable time to be taking away the Dark Slayer, and that is going to mean over the next few minutes, their team fights, if they weren't dominant enough already, are going to be even scarier.
Well, he's managed to get a tower, but he's being run into by the Valheim again.
Damage he is doing. Speed. Shove Lodder out of lane. Lodder is going to be building very defensively. On Artley, you typically build tank, but look at this. This is a nice bit of play coming out. 4 members down in this bottom lane. They should be able to shut down the Valheim. This is where all the Yellow Stars' gold is on that single player. This is an opportunity to get back in the game.
It is, and already you can start seeing some gold racking up for player 2. 4.2k to his name at the minute. Yes, it's still 2,000 gold behind player 16, but it's something. It's an opportunity to come back into this one. And yes, there's no Dark Slayer to take, but there is still a dragon on field which they can look to take away now if they want to. However, Yellow Star will pass it first.
Yeah, that's going to be Bennett that's going to be the one with the gold on his team right now. He's farming away this game, but it's going to be Team Yellow Star grabbing themselves that objective. They've been really good on the objective so far this game. Every single time they get a kill, they go grab something else off the back of it. But player 3 wants to get a gang up in the top lane here. Player 6 could be in a lot of trouble. All 4 members coming up. So you're absolutely right, in the mid lane, the same thing is happening. Player 6, how long can he survive for? That's going to be the question, because the kill has already gone the way to Team Yellow. Oh my god, can he escape from this one? Bane is running away for his life. And here comes Valheim trying to do the damage, but he's gone too far on his own.
This is what's so risky about playing marksman, mages and assassins in this game, is you can get burst down so quickly. Nippy Nicky, what are you doing?
Oh, this could be falling apart for Team Yellow Star. 17 goes on in. The main damage dealer is already down. Dippy Nicky on his own. Can't finish the ball too. Does get it. Both kills go his way. Player 5 is going to fall. Huge turnaround for Team Yellow Star. They're going to manage to get the ace.
And they all went so low then as well, but still managed to turn the fight back around in their favour and demonstrate we are still in control of this game and we are going to beat you out, Loader.
Can't believe they managed to turn that one on its head in the end. It looked so much like Loader was about to come back into the game. They got a pick, they got a couple of kills off the back of it, but not enough to shut down the whole team. And Dippy in that fight, despite a minuscule amount of HP.
Well, that was Yorn 8-0 and 10 has a brilliant passive where on your 5th attack you do get a burst shot, so it gives you that extra damage, and especially in the late game where every single additional burst shot can crit, you melt through people, and the team that picked it at the perfect time there at the end of that fight, just a little bit too aggressive.
There we go, Yellow Star has a big one out here, will be snubbed up a bit. Huge damage coming out, but Loader, he can't survive long enough, he's going to be knocked up and barely escaping with his life. 17 is going to be the first casualty of the fight in the end, so it's a good fight to start with for Team Loader, but trade 2 kills for it, make that 3, it's all turned on its head. Loader actually almost goes down himself, will be able to escape, but they lose 3 kills, they lose a tower, and it's all for the sake of a singular pick.
This is where it gets real difficult now. If you lose these towers inside your base, you do start getting super minions pushing down that lane. And they're doing the top lane, that lane opens up pressure elsewhere. They can look to go and take that Drake in the bot lane for the golden XP. They can look to go and take away some more towers to get themselves even more super minions pushing in, and then it's that final push into the base.
Looks like we are going to be seeing some players going back to base before kicking off, but actually going to stick around for this one. They want to keep the siege on going, and this is one of the things about this game. You can shop in the lane, you don't have to recall to buy items, so long as you have regen, and with Yellow Star playing this very supportive role, they are going to have a lot of regen on their side. You can just stay out forever so long as you're not dying to get opponents. Going to grab themselves an Abyssal Dragon as well, just as a cherry on the cake at this point.
Yeah, more XP, more gold, more advantages than to try and run away with. And you've taken a second to go about the whole shop thing. In fact, never mind, player 3's to get caught out.
Yeah. Goodbye, player 3. He just gets obliterated right there. And that's what happens when you get caught out. And all 5 members of the enemy team are there. And you see Yellow Star there, giving his teammates both health and mana back. Very powerful of them.
Happy and topped up for this siege once again in the mid lane. Motor at least have got a semi-decent position to try and hold this one off. My issue is, where is their wave gun? They've got to go for the engage.
Certainly do. Lona is going to be the target. He's already fallen down. Player 4 goes on in but gets shut down himself. The healing coming out from Yellow Star keeps number 6 alive. That is a beautiful little team fight coming on through. And that should be the tower going down as well. A clean ace for Team Yellow Star. And now they might just be able to end the game.
They dance in and out of the tower so efficiently. Now you do reduce damage to minions here, but now they're going for it. They're going straight to the base.
They don't care about reduced damage. Look at that. Just take the base down immediately. High fives all around. We have our first victors of the day. Team Lotto is going to be walking away from this one with their heads shaking, but Team Yellow Star are going to be over the moon with that result. Excellent team play coming out.
I love that you're sitting there shrugging your shoulders like, I'm sorry guys, I don't know what happened there, but this is what happens when you come up against a tactical mastermind with his Yellow Star. Had his team coordinated from the start, the rotations were brilliant, sent them back to the lanes when it was necessary, and just time and time again, every single fight, even when it looked like there was a great engagement going through for Team Lotto, they still turned it around and still walked away the victor.
Certainly did. There was that one fight, you're absolutely right, where Team Lotto almost came back into it. They got a couple of picks for themselves, but unfortunately it was too little too late. They'd already lost enough fights back to back, and it got to a point where they were so far behind in gold that 2 picks wasn't enough. They had to be able to get that wombo combo off. They had to get a huge fight off the back of it. It wasn't quite enough. They were that close to finishing off the in here, but in the end it is Team Yellow Star managed to
do. And I guess when you're staring down the barrel at a 7-0-5 Valheim, who had the mic up on as well, so even Loda couldn't run away from it. It was just a case of walk up, you're slowed, oh, you're dead, never mind.
Yeah.
It was really well played. You have to say, well, Yellow Star in the bot lane with him there as well, they just had that coordination down between them.
Yeah, and honestly, we were saying how, in higher reloads, typically marksmen are less common. In this game right here, we saw 2 marksmen there, and they were both the carries for the side of Team Yellow Star. They were the ones that were really dishing out damage in those fights, and excellently positioned as well. That's the important thing about playing a carry, is you can stick at the back, hide behind your big tanks, and make sure that you're able to dish out damage without them jumping onto you. You can have great success, and that's exactly what we saw.
It is. I'm really excited to see if this now continues. Maybe now Sinai's been sat there thinking, well, they had a really good comp with that one, let's copy that, and maybe equally, someone like Aki or Neil Falls thinks, we've got to mix up the comp this time round. We don't want to get beaten up like that again, let's go for something different. And equally, maybe Cyanide, as the team captain, has a whole new strategy in his own head. Because this was a very Yellow Star-esque competition. It was very, let's get a carry safe, let's lead ourselves to victory in the macro game. We might see some more micro coming through from Cyanide.
Yeah, I mean, you say macro game, they're basically grouped in Team 4, which is like, I guess, the most basic form of macro, right, is group
macro is
push down,
even small.
Yeah, we definitely saw them. I think the coordination and the team fighting is what they excelled at. They were, from the word go, grouping up. Like, we saw 3 of them going bot lane, like getting those ganks early on and turning that into a lead for themselves. And then once they had that lead, group up as a 5 and go, you know what, we're an item ahead of you. You can't fight us right now, so we're going to take towers. And if they did fight, which we saw, there was going to be extra kills rolling on in. I'm going to be curious to see, as you rightly say, how these other legends are going to change the pace as we go into the next game. So obviously Yellow Star's not going to be in the next game. It's going to be Cyanide stepping in on that side of the stage. So I'm curious to see how well he's going to match up to his comrade over there. But we'll find that out later today. It's time to pass over to OJ on the stage. Oh, we have an interview.
Thank you very much, my guys. Fabulous casting there of that on the first match here, Arena of Valor. We've got loads more to go today. Before we talk to the 2 teams to find out what went wrong and what went so right as well, because that was monstering. Our team captains, Neil Fails and Cyanide, are out picking their new teams. I think definitely you've got to get that guy there, okay? So he's got a terrible phone. He's got a really awful phone, so he can't play the game. So he might be the MVP, because the MVP of both teams does get an iPhone 7. So if you've got a crap phone, if you've got an awful phone, just wave it at our team captains, because you might end up on stage. People are just going to pull out like old Nokias and stuff in the next 2 seconds. Doesn't even text. Right, let's find out what happened there. You got monstered, absolutely monstered.
Yeah, man, I blame our team leader, our in-game leader. I'm not sure what he was thinking. They just seem to have a clear game plan, and
that's your fault then.
I know. That's what I mean. I don't know. They were very quick roaming around. As you know, they started with 2 on top lane, and they quickly rotated 1 guy, so there were 3. I thought that they were going to be, start off a little bit easy on us, but their roaming just destroyed all our game in this. I'm better at, doing well from when we're leading from the start, from behind it.
So there you go. If anyone's taking him on in future, just make sure you get in there quickly. Just put your first hurts in. So you've chosen the MVP. Talk me through why you think he's your MVP.
He was the guy that he gave a lot of confidence, and when I spoke to him, he told me about his mid lane, and also his average score was there. So I think he really deserved.
What's your name? Zephyr. It was fabulous play. I was watching you backstage. How did you enjoy playing?
It was really funny. I think it was cool to play with another.
Well, listen, you win an iPhone 7, sir, so this is yours. You take the iPhone 7, round of applause for Zephyr, man, who did very, very, very well. 2 sides to every story. Of course, we have the vanquished and we have our victors. Man, you were all over it.
Yeah, I mean, I was with good players, so that's why they were all pretty good at the game. We managed to just get before, and they really knew what to do. And I was just leading sometimes in the game, and it went really good.
So your selecting phase, making sure you got the best players, you had that locked down.
I mean, I just used them, and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna play trust me, I'm pretty good. I was like, okay.
I'll go on the trust. And he was saying as well that he's better leading from the front. Did you know that? Is that why you went straight after him? Did you go straight after him, knowing that if you put him in trouble early on, you probably could roll over?
Yeah, I mean, they were really confident that we could make it. We had the atmosphere.
Were you trying to lock them out as well, to get no kills? Yeah. It was close as well. So this is a man you've chosen as your MVP. What made him so good? Why have you selected him?
I mean, he made really good moves, and it was really tough to choose actually, because him and another person were really good. But even like, because he was awesome.
Your hero, who did you choose? Which hero did you choose? Doesn't matter. Which champion did you choose? Doesn't matter. Listen, forget it. Congratulations, you've won yourself, sir, an iPhone 7 for being the MVP. What's your name?
So Leute, wie ihr gesehen habt, ich war gerade auf der Bühne, habe gestreamt und es war eigentlich richtig geil. Ich hoffe, der Heiko konnte euch alles zeigen auf der Bühne und unser Team hat gewonnen, 31:4. War richtig lustig mit den allen anderen zu spielen, denn ja, ich habe noch nie auf der Bühne gespielt und auch noch nie in einem Team eigentlich mit anderen Spielern zusammen und das war eigentlich richtig nice. Ich werde natürlich auch noch hier bei der Kamera dann was zusammenschneiden, damit ihr dann auch noch sehen könnt, wie es auf der Bühne so war und ja. Ich möchte diesen Stream dann auf alle Fälle beenden. Ihr werdet noch viel von der Gamescom dann sehen. Beim Vlog, den ich jetzt dann noch schneiden werde und hochladen werde. Wir werden jetzt noch den ganzen Tag da bleiben. Vielen Dank auf alle Fälle fürs Zusehen. 107 Daumen nach oben und es waren, glaube ich, auch eine Menge dabei. Also vielen Dank, Leute. Wir sehen uns dann im nächsten Video, im nächsten Stream und macht's gut und haut rein, Leute. Ciao.